Hello everyone, welcome to this Excel video on creating and working with custom lists. We will also talk about the use of fill handler and the autofill options in Microsoft Excel. I'll be using Excel 2016, but these features are available in the earlier versions as well. At least, it's available in 2007, 10, 13, and of course 16. All right, so let's just type a number. Okay, let's just type any number, right? And let's just drag it down. Yeah, to be able to drag down, your mouse cursor should turn from the white thick plus into the black thin plus. Yeah, when you take your cursor on the bottom right side of the cell, okay, that's when you can drag. Yeah, so I can simply drag it down. Yeah, and if it's a number, it obviously will give me the same number throughout. Yeah, a lot of people have this notion that simply by writing down one number and by dragging it down, they will automatically get the sequence, that is 45 and then 46, 47, 48. No, by default, if it's an Excel number, it will always give you the same number. If you wish to generate sequence, you can simply come down to this autofill options. Remember, the autofill options will only appear when you've dragged a certain value. Okay, so let's see what all options are there in store for us. So let's go to the autofill options and let's choose the one that says fill series, the second one. Okay, at present the selection is on copy cells, yeah, by default, hence Excel has given us the same number throughout. But let's go to the fill series. Yeah, I click on fill series and there you go, it automatically generates a sequence for me. Okay, now a lot of people complain that this autofill is not available, yeah, or the dragging option is not available. But please keep in mind, the autofill will appear when you drag something down. If I simply write some number here, okay, and if I simply select the number, okay, and then the remaining few cells, this is not called dragging, this is just selection. And in such a case, obviously, because I have not dragged it down, I will not get the autofill. Okay. Also, some people say that, you know, this white thick mouse cursor, the plus symbol, is not turning into the black thin cursor when they take the mouse on the extreme bottom right side of the cell. That's because the settings have been disabled. Okay, so let's see how to enable those settings. In my laptop, the settings are already enabled, but let's see where to go to enable them. So I go to File again. Okay, I go to File, I go to Options. It opens up the Excel options window for me. I can then go into Advanced. Yeah, there are many tabs on the left hand side of this Excel options window. So I will click on the one that says Advanced, and then within Advanced, do you see that this enable fill handle and cell drag and drop is already tick marked in my laptop, yeah, on my screen. Yeah, because this is already selected, it is checked. Yeah, the fill handler is activated for me. Yeah, if I simply just remove this tick mark and hit OK, let's see what happens now. So when I come to this bottom right side corner of this cell, my mouse does not turn into the black cursor, yeah, because of the tick mark. So that tick mark is important. By default, when the Excel is installed on your machine, the tick mark is already there, but due to some reasons, sometimes it gets deactivated. The tick mark gets removed. So we have to go to the File, Options, Advanced, and enable that tick mark. Yeah, so that's the activation of the fill handler. I will just reactivate this in my laptop. Yeah, okay, so now I can simply just come and I can just keep dragging. Yeah, but initially when I drag a number, I will simply get the same number throughout. Okay, In the autofill box, yeah, this plus symbol, okay, this plus symbol which I get upon dragging, okay, in the autofill box, I have several options. Yeah, we know what copy cells means. We also know what is the meaning of fill series. Okay, we just did it a few seconds back. But let's also look at the other options available for us. Okay, so let's just go to the other column. Let's just put in some number. I can just type 23. I can maybe give it a yellow fill. Yeah, the cell color is yellow. Okay, and now I drag it down again. Like we saw last time, it copies the number as well as the color this time, right? But the autofill has appeared. Yeah, I can come to the autofill options. I can choose fill formatting only. Yeah, so because I chose fill formatting only, it is only giving me the yellow and not the number. Let's see what happens if I do it the other way around. So I can again go to the autofill options. I can choose this one. This time it says fill without formatting. Yeah, so I can choose this fill without formatting and check it out. See, this time it only copies the number and not the yellow fill, because I said fill without formatting. Yeah. You must have observed by now that as far as I remain in this column, okay, this autofill is available for me. Okay, the moment I go to some other column and start typing something in the other cell, okay, this autofill will go away. Okay, so I just go somewhere here and I start typing some text, and see, the autofill has gone for the earlier column. Yeah, but as far as I do not go somewhere else and start typing, the autofill will be available for me. I can keep coming to the autofill options and I can keep selecting whatever option I want. Okay, so far we've seen the dragging of numbers and then using the autofill options. Okay, let's also do it for text. Okay, so if I type India and if I drag it down, I will get the same text like the way we got for numbers. Okay, let's say if I type product 1, okay, product 1, this is alphanumeric. Okay, and now if I drag it down, it will now give me a sequence. Automatically it will say product 2, 3 and so on. Now let's take an example that I do not want to have the sequence. I would like to stick to product 1 throughout the whole column. I want the copy and not the sequence. I can again come to this beautiful option, that is autofill options. I can choose copy cells and there you go. So the user can decide whether he needs to go with a sequence or the same value. Yeah, but please understand, if you drag a number or a simple text, you are bound to get the same value copied throughout, and then you can choose fill series from the autofill options. But for an alphanumeric value, by default, you are going to get the sequence, which obviously can also be changed to copy cells, again by going to autofill. So you see how important is this autofill options in Excel? Yeah, okay. Let's also see what happens if I do this dragging to a date. Okay, so let's type a date. So let's say 2nd of, let's say, April 2011. Yeah, this is the date when India won the World Cup against Sri Lanka in Mumbai. I still remember that 6 hit by Dhoni. Okay, so 2nd of April 11, I can now drag it down, and just like the way we saw for alphanumeric values, for dates also, it is giving us the sequence. Yeah, again, like I mentioned earlier, if you do not want to have the sequence for some XYZ reasons, if you want to stick to the same value, you can again come to this autofill options and choose the option that says copy cells, and you get what you want. Now friends, please notice here that because this is a date, okay, the autofill options is giving us a lot of more options which were not available when we were dealing with a case of text or alphanumeric value or a number. Yeah, because it's a date, it's giving us some more options like these. So let's see what happens if I choose fill years. Okay, so if I say fill years, what happens is the second remains constant, the April remains constant, but the year keeps changing. Check it out. Yeah. Also, if I choose fill months now from the autofill, okay, the same column, I'm choosing fill months. Okay, let's see what happens if I choose fill months. There you go. See, the second still remains constant. The year remains constant as well, but the month keeps on changing. Yeah, and after December, obviously it comes to the Jan of the next year. That's a beautiful feature, right? Okay, let's also just come to the autofill options and choose fill weekdays. What happens is in weekdays, it is removing the Saturdays and Sundays. We'll see more of this in the upcoming video. Yep. This video is a continuation of the earlier video where we spoke about the autofill options. Yeah. We spoke about how to activate the fill handler. Yeah. If it's not already activated in some of the machines. Yeah, we saw fill series and copy cells, and for a date we saw fill months and fill years and fill weekdays as well, right? Let's just talk a bit more on the fill weekdays, right? So I had used this column last time for the date. Let's also just take another date here. So 1st of May 2004. Okay, I'm going slightly, way back in time at the moment. Yeah, so 1st of May 2004 is what I'm typing, and I will drag it down. Okay, I'll just drag it down. Yeah, and let's again use the fill weekdays option available under the autofill options. Yeah, we had used fill weekdays already in this N column. Yeah, but let's again use it. Okay, so in the N column, if you notice, yeah, the 2nd April is appearing, 3rd April is not appearing, and then there is 4th April, right? So that's one small problem, you can say, or maybe not a problem. Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, even in this P column, you will see that there is this 1st of May appearing, but there is no 2nd of May. Yeah, so we've chosen fill weekdays, by the way, and I did mention in the last video that by choosing fill weekdays, you will not get Saturdays and Sundays. Now, in both these cases, if you look at the values which are slightly down in the column, so you see 9th April and 10th April are not appearing. So that was a weekend. Yeah, you could go check in your Windows calendars or whichever calendars you prefer, and you will see that 9th and 10th of April in the year 2011 were Saturdays and Sundays, Saturday and Sunday respectively. Yeah, same again, you can just scroll down, go down a bit, you will notice that there is this 16th and 17th which is missing, right? So again, weekend. Yeah, again you will see this here also in this column, right? So it works for every column. Yeah, whatever date you start off with. Yeah, but please note that in both the columns, the 3rd April is missing here in the first column, and 2nd May is also missing here in the second column. So please note that in both these cases we have begun with a Saturday. Yeah, there is a function in Excel called as a text function which helps us figure out what day of the week it was. Yeah, so both these, that is 2nd of April and the 1st of May, were the values from where we began our dragging in each of these separate columns. Because they were Saturdays, they have not gone away in spite of choosing the option fill weekdays, simply because we began from those dates. So irrespective of whether you begin from a Saturday or a Sunday, yeah, you will always have those initial dates appearing if you choose the option that says fill weekdays. Yeah, so please understand that by choosing fill weekdays, the initial value will not go off, if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. Now let's begin with something which is not a Saturday or a Sunday. So let's just take an example here. I'll start with 12th of April 2017. Yeah, I know this date has not come as yet, but I'll go with 12th of April 2017. Okay, drag it down, choose the option that says fill weekdays. Yeah, and now see 12th is there, 13th is there. So now it's not gone simply because I began from a normal weekday. Yeah, and it's not a weekday, it's not a weekend. Yeah, so that's what the thing is that needs to be kept in mind. Your first cell is always called as your active cell. Yeah, okay. Now friends, let's talk about some more things in the list feature. We spoke about autofill so far. We've spoken about dragging and all, right? Let's also type Monday. Yeah, and I drag it down. So by default, Excel has given you this feature of getting the entire sequence of your days of the week. Yeah, in Gulf, or I mean in countries like UAE or Qatar or Saudi Arabia, the working week starts on a Sunday, right? So I can start with a Sunday, I can drag it down, and I still get the list. So I don't have to necessarily start from a Monday, which is beginning of the week in most countries, working week. Yeah. Okay, even if I am a very lazy person and if I do not wish to type the complete spelling, so for a Tuesday, for example, if I only type TUE and if I drag it down, I still will get the list. Yeah, same goes with your months. So if I type JANUARY and if I drag it down, I get the list. If I type just the first 3 characters of the spelling of the month and then drag it down, I still get the list. Yeah. Also, I can let's say April. Yeah, I can start with April. Yeah, because in India it's the beginning of the financial year, right? So April, drag down, and you still get the list. Yeah, so these lists are already customized in your Excel. You don't really have to worry about them. Simply ensure that your spelling is correct. And when I say spelling, you can either type the first 3 characters of your day of the week or the month and drag it down, or the complete spelling. I repeat, you will type the first 3 characters of the spelling of the month or day of the week and drag it down, or the complete spelling and then drag it down. It's either 3 or the full spelling, right? So for example, what I mean to say is for Jan, you cannot type JANU. So you cannot include the 4th character of the spelling. Okay, if you do that, then Excel will not understand what you're trying to do, and it will give you the same value throughout the whole column. Yeah, so it's either 3 or the complete spelling. All right. Okay. So we've seen it happening for the number, the text, the alphanumeric, the dates. Also we saw, right? We spoke about let's say a month. Yeah, we spoke about month as well. Day of the week. Yeah. Okay. Let's now in all this while in all these examples, whenever I have come to this autofill options, okay, we also have seen this flash fill appearing at the bottom. Okay, the flash fill was appearing in all the cases. Yeah, please note that this flash fill feature was introduced in Microsoft Excel 2013, and it obviously stays in the 2016 version as well. Yeah, so the flash fill is not usable for a user who is on the 2007 or 2010 version of Excel. Okay, let's see what the flash fill does for us. Okay, so let's just make a data here. Okay, let's just type few names. Let's say I type Bill Clinton. Let's type Narendra Modi. Oops, sorry, I made a spelling mistake. Let's also type Ambarish. That's my name and my last name, Tarte. Okay, let's also have Junaid. Junaid, let's say Khan. All right, so let's say these are my 4 newly joined employees in the organization. Okay, I've got their first names and their last names. I would now like to generate their email addresses. Okay, now in any organization, generally the email addresses of employees is in the same format, as in it could be first name dot last name at the rate companyname.com, or it could be last name dot first name at the rate companyname.com, or it could be just the first character of the first name dot last complete name at the rate companyname.com or .net. I mean, it could be anything, right? So let's just assume that in this company, the email addresses are of the format first name dot last name at the rate companyname.com. I've just manually typed or entered the email address of the first new joiner. Yeah, I can simply drag it down, okay, like the way I've been doing it for numbers and the other stuff that we've seen so far. Yeah, I can simply drag it down, or I can just do a double click also here. Yeah, double click will only work when your neighboring column is filled up. Yeah, now you will notice that it is copying all the values just like it did for number. Okay, it also did the same for your simple text. Okay, so it's doing it, it's again doing it for the email address as well. Okay, but I have this autofill coming up again. I can click on autofill options. I can choose flash fill. Yeah, this time let's go with flash fill, and automatically you will realize that it has quickly generated the email addresses of the other 3 people as well. That's what your flash fill does for you. Okay, let's also look into this flash fill again. So let's say I've been given their employee codes, for example. So let's say this chap has been given the employee code as 134, for example. Maybe it could be the locker ID, or it could be the token ID of whatever policy, or it could be anything, right? So let's say token ID. Yeah, it could be anything, right? The headers are not important, right? Now let's come to this 5th column of this data. Let's just type 134. Yeah, 134, and again double click. Because it's a number, obviously it's going to give us the same value throughout. Let's choose autofill and flash fill, and once again you've seen what the flash fill does for us. It properly understands the pattern, it recognizes what you're trying to do, and it gives you what you want. Yeah, let's see if it works for a combination. So let's say I'm typing 134 underscore bill. Okay, 134 underscore bill, uppercase, lowercase, doesn't really matter, but if it's the name of the person, I prefer writing it in proper case. Yeah, again double click, autofill, flash fill, and there you go. So for this last column, it understood that I'm trying to add up the token ID with an underscore to the first name, and by doing the flash fill, it's doing it for the rest of the employees as well. Yeah, so this was this flash fill feature which was introduced in the 2013 version of Excel. Yeah, of course it stays in the 2016 as well, and please understand that this can be done in earlier versions as well using the concatenate or other Excel functions and features. But yeah, the life becomes slightly easy if we use the flash fill. Yeah, so we've seen the autofill, we've seen dragging of values like day of the week, the months. Yeah, we've seen flash fill as well. Yeah, please note that the autofill option will only appear when you drag a value down. Okay, in my upcoming video, I will also talk about how to create our own list. Okay, we can customize the list. I mean, we don't have to necessarily stay with the lists that your Excel has given, like that is the Jan, Feb, March, and the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We don't have to live with only those. We can add our own lists as well. We will talk about a very interesting feature of Microsoft Excel, creating customized lists. Yeah, we'll see how to create our own lists, okay, and then we'll see how to modify them, delete them, and a lot of other features associated with lists, okay. We all have seen in the earlier videos that if I type Jan and if I drag it down, it is going to give me the sequence, okay. But if I type, let's say, so I'm a big cricket fan. I like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, okay. So if I type Mahendra Singh Dhoni, okay, I'll just go with the last name and not the complete name. So if I type Dhoni and if I drag it down, in most Excel spreadsheets you would get Dhoni, 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 correct? If you type India, obviously you will get India, India, India throughout, okay. But in my laptop, if I type Dhoni and if I drag it down, I automatically get the entire Indian cricket team. Yeah, you see there is Sharma, there is Rahane, there is Raina, there is Virat, there is Jadeja, and a bunch of other players as well, right? Like we saw in the earlier video, I do not necessarily have to start with Jan. I can begin with April as well. Similarly, here also, if I would like to begin with, let's say, a Nehra, okay, Nehra, and if I drag it down, I can still get the list. Yep. The original list, I had Nehra, Bumrah, Pandya, Dhawan, and Dhoni again coming up. Yeah, that same sequence is followed by my Excel, right? So what I've done here is I have customized this list in my laptop. Let's see how to customize a list. Okay, so let's just type down the names of some countries, some beautiful countries: Australia, some New Zealand. Okay, that's also I'm sorry, I made a spelling mistake. Let's also type Mauritius. Let's also go with Switzerland, England. Okay, that's it. Yeah, so I would like to customize this list in my laptop in such a way that if I type any one of these names and drag it down, I should be able to get the other remaining names as well. This is the feature called custom lists in Excel, and we'll see how to create one right now. Yeah, but before that, please note that whether it's a custom list or one of the existing lists like Jan, Feb, March, if you have only 10 items in your list and if you drag for more than 10 cells, the number of items will keep repeating. Yeah, like we saw in this case, I began with Dhoni. I had my names up to Dhawan. Okay, so I had these 10 names, but because I dragged up to 11, I've got this Dhoni appearing again. If I drag further, the whole list will start appearing again. But that is not really a problem. If you have got some duplicate values, and if you now wish to only have the unique figures or unique values to remain available, you don't really have to manually keep deleting the unwanted values. You can simply click on any one of these names, or you may want to select the entire column, go to data and go to remove duplicates. Okay, I can simply click on remove duplicates. I can click on OK from here. Now notice here that the remove duplicates window is already telling me that my data is in column D, right? So that is fine. So I will not remove this tick mark. Also, it says my data has headers. I mean, I am not going to apply a tick mark here because this data does not have a header. If I do that, then this first entry will be taken up as the column header. Yeah, but I will not do that. I'll simply say OK from here, and it also tells me that 3 duplicate values have been found and removed. Only 10 remain. Yep, I can hit OK from here, and that's it. I am done. Yeah, so I can always do this as well if I wish to keep my unique values. Okay, let's see how to create the list now. So I have this Dhoni Sharma list already created, but this time I will create this list of countries. Okay, the first thing is it's always good to select the column which contains your list. It could be a column, it could be a row. If it's a row, you would simply select horizontally. If it's a column, you would select vertically, like the way I've done here. Also, let's understand that there is a very handy shortcut to select the whole list. It's Control Shift down. Yeah, so let's not use the mouse to select the whole list. That is something which is possible, but the ideal thing is when you have a list and if there is no blank space, or if it's just one or two blank cells in between, it's always good to do Control Shift and the down arrow. Okay, I repeat, Control Shift and the down arrow for a column, and Control Shift arrow right for a row. Okay, the selection is done. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, then I can go to my file, I can go to options. Yeah, file and options. I can go to advanced, file, option, advanced. Okay, and now I will scroll down. Okay, I will scroll down till the end. Okay, till the extreme bottom. Okay, now please note that going to file and then options and then going to advanced and then scrolling down is only something that you will remember for Excel 2010, 13 and 16. If your MS Office version is 2007, you simply need to go to the Office button and then go down to Excel options. Okay, Excel options would be available in that small window pane which comes up when you click on Office button. Okay, and then within the Excel options, you would choose the Edit Custom List, which is available right in front of your screen on the very first tab. Yeah, so going to advanced and then scrolling down till the end and then locating this Edit Custom Lists is only something that we will do in the 2010, 13 and 16 versions of MS Excel. Okay, yeah, so there we are right now. Let's click on this Edit Custom Lists. Yeah, Edit Custom Lists. So I'm able to get this window which is by the name Custom Lists. Okay, now let's just understand here that it currently says new list and it also has my F column highlighted. Remember, we had selected the entire column by doing Control Shift down arrow, correct? Yeah, hence it is appearing here. Okay, so my F2 to F6 is the actual list of my countries which I want to now import here. Okay, to create this list, right? Hence I will simply come here and click on import. Please note that you do not have to click on add because we are not adding or deleting individual names or lists yet. Yeah, so the add is not really required now. I can simply click on import because the list is already selected and appearing here. That's it. I can simply click on import and there you go. My list has come up right here in the category of other lists. Yeah, we spoke about the Jan, Feb, March and the Monday, Tuesday lists, right? Yeah, they are already available here. They've been already made available to us by Excel right here. Now in my laptop, I had also made this list of Indian, some of the Indian cricket players. So even that list is appearing here, right? So that's it. I can simply hit OK and it'll take me back to the Excel options window. I can again hit OK from here as well. And now I can go to any other cell, can type Australia, drag it down and there you go. The list is available. If I don't wish to begin with Australia and if I type England, which is one of the names in that list, I can drag it down and I still get the list. Yeah. Please note the short forms will not work here because the customization is done only with the complete spellings. So if I type only the ENG, it's just going to give me the ENG throughout. Yeah. Also, please note that I have made this entire thing in this sheet number 1 of this book number 1. Yeah. I hope you can see the name of my sheet. It says sheet number 1 of book number 1. Let's just quickly add another sheet here. So I add this sheet number 2. Let me type England or Australia here and drag it down and check it out. It still works. So please note that the custom list feature is not applicable to just one sheet, it's applicable to another sheet as well. Yeah. Let's see if it works for a completely separate Excel file as well. Yeah, what we've seen so far, it is just that it works across multiple sheets of a given Excel file or a workbook. Okay, but let's see if it also works for a completely separate Excel file. So what I'll do here is I'll simply cancel this out. Please note, I'm just canceling this out and I'm not saving it. Okay, I'm canceling without saving. Okay, I'm canceling without saving, so don't save. Yeah. Okay, now let me open up a fresh Excel file. So Windows R and Excel. Yeah, here I will type one of the names of those countries, England. Drag it down, and it still works in spite of the fact that I did not save the earlier file. It works on all the sheets of a particular file. It also works on multiple files of Excel on a particular laptop or a desktop. Yeah, this is happening because we had not specified this for a specific column or a specific sheet or a specific file. What we did was we went into File, Options. Yeah, the Excel Options window had come up, and there we went into Edit Custom Lists from the Advanced tab. Yep. Okay, all right. Please also understand that this list will work when I drag horizontally as well. So I can type England and drag it across. It still works. Yeah. Same goes for the other list as well. So Dhoni, I drag it and check it out. Yeah. Also, friends, if I make a spelling mistake, so let's say if I type New Zealand with a spelling mistake, so I've put up the new properly. I've also put up the Zealand properly. But in the spelling which I had used in the list, which I customized, the spelling was New space Zealand. Now when I'm typing it, it's without the space. Let's see if it works. So if I drag it down now, there you go, it does not work. Kindly understand that Excel is very much spelling sensitive. Excel is not sensitive to case, but Excel is very much sensitive to spellings. Even a space or a no space does make a difference. Yeah. Let's see what happens if I alter the case. So let's write E small, N caps, again G caps, and then A and D in small. Right. Let's just not change the spelling, but let's only play around with the case. Yeah. Uppercase, proper case, lowercase, anything. I'm just doing a mixture here actually. Yeah. But I'm not altering the spelling. Drag it down, and there you go. It still gives me the list. It's just that the spellings are important, because the spelling of England was correct as per the customized list spelling. It has given me the names of all the countries. I repeat, the list will work in multiple sheets, multiple files of the same laptop. You can drag it vertically, horizontally, provided your spellings are respected. The case is not important. Yep. Okay, let's see how to modify the list. So let's take an example that I would like to modify one of these lists. So I go to File again. I go to Options. Remember, I did mention this, that for Excel 2007, you simply have to go to the Office button, which is on the top left, Excel Options, and right in the very first tab, you will see Edit Custom List somewhere here for the earlier version. But for Excel 2010, 13 and 16, we have to click on Advanced, scroll down till the end, choose Custom Lists rectangular button, and let's come to this list. Okay, let's choose the one which we saw earlier. Okay, the one that is about Indian cricketers. Okay, so now what I want to do is I would like to remove Dhawan. Okay, I would like to remove this player by the name Dhawan. Okay, so I come here and remove the name and put my name here and say add. Okay, this is the use of the add button. I can make changes. Okay, let's also add so let's say after Bumrah and Pandya, I would like to add Junaid, another player, another star player. Okay, so with Ambarish, I've also added, let's say, Junaid. Okay, and I'll say add. Okay, and I will say okay, like we did last time. I will also hit OK from the Excel options window. Now let's type one of the names in that list. So let's go with Dhoni, my favorite. Drag it down and you will see that Junaid has come up. Ambarish has also come up. Yeah, so the lists can be modified. You can make changes as well, and you can modify as well. Yeah, but all modifications have to be done from that file options and the custom lists method. Okay, let's see how do we delete the lists completely. So let's say this team is no more playing together. I would like to delete this, right? So I can just go to file again, I go to options, I go to advanced, I will scroll down till the end, edit custom list. So let's say I would like to remove this entire list. So select this and delete this, right? It says the list will be permanently deleted. I will say OK. Yeah, so please note, if you wish to just make changes, you can do it within the list. Yeah, if you wish to remove a name, you can simply use the backspace and work that way. This delete is to remove the entire list. So I will say OK. I will say OK from here as well, and then the final OK from the Excel options window, right? Now if I type Dhoni with the correct spelling and drag it down, it will give me Dhoni, 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 and not the list. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you work with your lists. You can create your lists, you can modify your lists, you can delete entire lists, and make it work according to your preference, right? What's the use of this entire feature in the corporate world? Simple. You have a list of your team members, or you have a list of your various departments working in your organization, or you have a list of your simply your products that your company deals with. What you would want is write one of the names down, drag it, and you get the entire list automatically. That way you don't have to copy it from another Excel file, or you don't have to remember each name and manually type each name. Yeah, so you're saving time and improving your productivity.